to a service academy. Just his pride in our country and his service was very inspiring. Fast forward later to high school, and I was 16 years old, and I did not want to go and serve. They told me I had to cut my hair up to my shoulders, go through a seven-week program of boot camp, and wake up at 5:30 every morning, and there was no shot I was doing that. So I spent all my sophomore and junior year visiting all these schools with my parents, and nothing I visited was what I expected and what met my standards. So junior year, I took a visit with my grandma to the Naval Academy, and I absolutely loved it. Just the structure of the campus, it's beautiful. Soon to find out all the midshipmen inside are the same, and I just found myself really wanting to come to the academy. Spent some time with Coach Perrier and the team, and their spirits were great, and they were very welcoming and very supportive of me. And that year I committed to the Naval Academy.
I came to the Naval Academy looking for a unique experience. I wanted a challenge, and I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. I come from Bethesda, Maryland, and so I was a pretty spoiled kid, I'll admit that. I did have everything handed to me. So come my junior year, I decided, I think it's time to give back. And so here I am at the Naval Academy, and 7 months to graduation has been a hell of a ride. Has not been without its struggles, though. It is a very tough place. One of the struggles is being a student athlete. One of the things that the military demands of academy grads is that we have a strong technical background. And so with that, we have to take a lot of classes that will probably make a lot of you guys groan and roll your eyes if you have to take them. Those include chemistry, calculus, physics, thermodynamics, electrical engineering. I'm still struggling. I still don't even know what thermodynamics is, and I already took the class. On the military side, we take classes like leadership, ethics, law. We take sea navigation, and then on the PE side, we take boxing, wrestling, and swimming. I'll get into swimming later. But it's hard balancing that with athletics. It's having to go to class during the afternoon, or a class in the morning and afternoon, and then practices in the evening, and then homework afterwards. And so you don't get much time to yourself. But the opportunity to go to school, serve in the military, and compete in the collegiate level is not an opportunity I would ever give up.
A little bit about life at the academy. Plebe year, you're kind of just getting indoctrinated into military service. We have a lot of kind of silly rules for freshmen that we call plebes. In the hall where we live, you have to run everywhere you go in the middle of the hallway. You have to square your corner, so they're just very rigid movements that you have to make. You can't listen to music, you can't watch TV. You have to have your door open at 5:30 every morning. You have to go to bed at 11 o'clock every night, even though you must have plenty of homework to do. So plebe year is really just a challenge, kind of just to push yourself and to see what you can do under pressure. Sophomore year, we call youngster year, and you're really excited to be done with all this plebe rules. You have a little more freedom, but your job is now to mentor the freshmen, mentor the plebes, and make sure that they're following the rules that they have to follow and developing their honor and integrity. Second class year, which is junior year, and you're finally allowed to wear civilian clothes on weekends. You have Friday nights where you're allowed to leave the campus, so to you guys that might seem kind of weird because we can't leave the yard throughout the whole week of our school. So when you get a junior, you're also allowed to drive your car. So it's like you're trying to go to a regular college, and it's pretty fun. But second class year is one of the more challenging years because you're actually training the freshmen. So you're constantly on them. You might have to yell at them some and counsel them. So it's really a time to test all of the leadership skills that you learn in the classroom. And first year, which is senior year, which is where we are now, it's been really good so far. But the brigade of midshipmen is pretty much run by the seniors. So now we all have billets. So we're both captains of the tennis team. I'm also a squad leader in the hall, which is kind of hard to explain. But pretty much I'm in charge of 11 other midshipmen that are under me, and I just have to monitor them and make sure that they're doing all that they need to do and striving to meet their goals. So come senior year, it's more about helping others develop as midshipmen.
The main mission of the Naval Academy is to take newly graduated high school students and turn them into military leaders in about 4 years. That's so important because come next year when we actually get out into the service, the decisions and the actions that we take and make are going to impact those that are following us, and they're going to impact the mission and overall national security. They call the Naval Academy a leadership laboratory, and it truly is. You come in as a new plebe to embark on this month-and-a-half journey called Plebe Summer, which is our kind of version of boot camp. And you basically abide by their rules. We have these detailers or trainers called detailers. And on the receiving end of a lot of scolding, a lot of yelling, done a lot of push-ups as punishment, and I wasn't good at it. But it's something that you go through with all your classmates, and it's something that really bonds you guys together to see the bigger picture that, the service isn't about you, it's about the team. And so the next summer, I had the opportunity to participate in an event called Summer Seminar, where we were each given a group of 8 high school students, and our job was essentially to take them around the academy, take them to their daily events, lead them through their simulated morning workouts, and to essentially be the face of what the academy was to them. And a lot of people would call it just, I don't know if you guys think that sounds like glorified babysitting, but it was the first time, that we were in charge of people, the first time that we weren't taking orders from older people or listening to older men. And so the year after that, I had the opportunity to teach the incoming plebes how to shoot the M11 Sig Sauer pistol, and that was very stressful at times. A couple of times I had people just carelessly, just point the gun at my head, by accident, of course. I think I had another person who, from 3 feet away from the target, with their arms trembling like crazy, almost missed the target from 3 feet away. We also had a person who started crying and actually dropped their pistol and then ran to the bathroom. So that was a struggle in itself to get through to those people. And there were some people who kind of came in and knocked it out, but I think the most that we learned from ourselves was, dealing with those people that struggled, being patient, being supportive, no matter how bad they were doing, and trying to find little adjustments and tweaks to try and help them out to succeed. This past summer, things went full circle, and I found myself in that position of training the incoming plebes as a detailer, making sure that they abide to our rules, our standards, and essentially the Naval Academy's standards. And that was an interesting experience, trying to find the balance between being hard and fair, trying to figure out what kind of support each person needs in order to succeed. I've had people who respond very well to yelling, who kind of get in the zone, and then they decide, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. And I've had people who really don't respond well, kind of shut down. So kind of finding that balance, to find what people need in order to succeed and get motivated in order to do their job. So those experiences, and now being the men's tennis team captain, I think that what the academy does so well is it starts you at the beginning. You start as a follower, and year by year you're given leadership opportunities in increments until you come to your first year, and then you're actually responsible for people. And the actions and example you set are directly going to impact those under you. And I think with those experiences I've had over the years, including the opportunity to now be the men's tennis team captain, I can't think of a better way to prepare myself for the military service next year. Hopefully to lead Marines, because I selected to be a Marine pilot.
So one of the many things I've learned from the academy is just how helpful the support of my friends and teammates are. I definitely wouldn't be where I am without them. I've gotten a lot of help in the academic halls and tennis court and in the gym. And at the academy, everyone has things that they're really good at, and everyone has things that they struggle with. And the balance is giving up your time and sacrificing your time to help people out while working on the things that you need to work on. And so definitely lose a lot of sleep while doing that, but I know I benefited a lot from the help of my friends, and I'm sure Aries can attest that with his story and swimming.
Okay, so back to the topic of swimming. One of the first tests that we had when we arrived was a 100-meter swim test. Now, Coach Moreland actually calls me the Rock, and it's not because I'm the fittest and certainly not the strongest, but because every time I jump into the pool, I end up sticking to the bottom. And so we have this 100-meter swim test. You just swim to the end and back twice. You can use any stroke. There's no time limit either, and that probably sounds easy to a lot of you, but that was not the case for me. I actually, halfway through, I think my muscles started pumping, and I ended up grabbing the lane lines, and I failed. And so the summer afterwards, my team captain at the time offered to help me with swimming. He took the time out of his day to help one of his teammates. And so he's swimming beside me, and the problem that I had with the freestyle stroke is that I would pick my head up and breathe instead of breathing to the side like you're supposed to. And so he would see me swim along beside me, and he would just dunk my head back in the water. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like I'm gonna die. And so that keeps on going, but eventually I learned. And I don't know if you guys know what a buoy is. It's a navigational aid, something in the water that floats. And so I think that's probably what my head looked like going up and down, just bobbing up and down. And but moral of the story, and what I took from that is that now I'm done with swimming 2 tests later, and sometimes you're gonna go through struggle. You're gonna struggle through tough times, regardless of where you are in life. And you're gonna have to suffer in order to get through. You're gonna have to work hard and keep persistent at it. And from his perspective, you're gonna have your teammates, you're gonna have the people who look up to you, who need help. And sometimes you just need to be hard on them in order to help them. Sometimes you just need to grab their head and just dump them in the water.
So military life is definitely a very unique experience so far, and I personally love the structure and love the lifestyle. The other day, as we were all walking to listen to the Secretary of the Navy talk to all 4,000 of us midshipmen, Colors went off. And for those of you who don't know, Colors is a song that represents the raising of the flag. So every morning for sunrise and every night at sunset, Colors goes off. And for military members, we have to salute the flag when this happens because they're in the process of raising and taking down the flag. So as I turn around to salute the American flag, I see just hundreds of midshipmen along with me, in our uniform, turn around and salute while Colors goes off. And I just got chills right now. Actually, it's just an honor to be training right now, to be in the military and armed forces, and I'm so very blessed to be where I am today.
Aries, you were going in the Marine Corps and going into pilot training, correct? And Amanda, how about you?
Hoping to go into the Marine ground. So Marine Corps, you can either go into Marine ground or Marine air.
So you're going in the Marines. Yes, good. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you. Could we have the coaches just stand up?